Okay, my name is Zakashi, guys, and in this video here, we're gonna be having a little discussion, little discourse, little chat about who or what or if there's anything coming for this reveals and stuff. Legends announced that they have a reveals and stuff. Let me actually bring this up while I'm actually speaking. They announced that they have a reveals and stuff coming this Tuesday, which I will be live for. I'll be live at the reveals and stuff whenever it happens. It's at 2 p.m. UK GMT time. If you want to convert that to your own time, I'll bring it up right here for you. As you can see, Reveals and Stuff 24 has info about the last half of the Powerful Opponent campaign. Could there be a new threat drawing closer? Don't miss it. Broadcast date on the 27th of September, and the video URL will be posted 30 minutes prior to the actual broadcast going live. So if it goes live at 2 o'clock UTC, which is actually the same time in GMT, BST, UK time, it will be, the link will go up at 1:30 approx, give or take a couple minutes because they be delayed sometimes. Now, the first thing I want to point out about this is that it says last half, and as we know from the anniversary, legends and halves, they can't do maths. We know they can't do maths. So let's just disregard the fact that it says half, right? What we want to do is actually go to their media, because when they announced what's his name, Lord Slug Zenkai, right? They had this trailer trying to gas him up. Like they were really trying to hype him up. Like, bro, like, I guess so. He does have that cool green card where you pull him closer, whatever, cool. But this is not what's important. What's important is at the end, you see this, and we already seen all the characters. So we had the All-Star Frieza, we had Goku Black on the All-Star banner, we had the free-to-play Metal Cooler, we had Final Form Cooler, the LF, and then we got the Zenkai, which they just gassed up in this trailer, completing the 5 characters. However, the trailer doesn't stop there. It continues and says a new threat draws ever closer, ... The ellipses and an exclamation mark. And then on top of that, you can see the color changes. Now, if that reminds you of anybody from the Dragon Ball superhero movie, people are speculating this guy. The green, the orange, even though he's red, they were trying to gas it up. That people saying Cell Max. That was people's initial thing, because we know that Toshi basically confirmed that they already are working on the Dragon Ball superhero movies. Characters of Beast Gohan and the Cell Max that were in the movie. They've released Gamma 1 and 2, and we already know they're in the works, because Toshi said they're in the works, and people are upset because if they're trying to market their movie, they should release those units into their games. They didn't release them into Legends, so it's like, what's going on? So Toshi had to make the announcement to say why they haven't dropped. So people are thinking, cool, it could be this guy. The eyes are orange at least. His body's red. He has an orange aura on Dokkan. So it's a possible one. But I want to bring this up because everybody was also speculating of BROLY. It's a Powerful Opponent campaign, so you got to think Powerful Opponent wise, by the way. People are speculating of BROLY. BROLY's probably the most popular one. Z BROLY specifically. So let me just go into Google, type in Z BROLY. So you can see the guy. The red I see, the orange with the color change. I don't even think we should be looking too much into the color change, but people have, so I'm just talking about it. If you want to compare it to the colors, not really much of a resemblance, to be honest. Depends on how you want to see this. A new threat draws closer or whatever, but cool. It's clearly an orange. Unless my eyes are bugging, let's zoom in. Definitely orange. I'm just making sure before someone says, Zach, you wear glasses, you nerd, you can't see. Alright, man. Whatever. Cool. But people are speculating a Z BROLY. Z BROLY, we've got a couple of them. Let me actually bring up the character list on the right, which is why the setup's a W. If I go to episode and go to the bottom, sagas from the movies, we can see all the BROLYs that they have. I'm going to go extreme as well. So we have this blue one here. We got the LF one there. Z BROLY, we're mainly talking about Z BROLY, so let me restart. We got this one here, that one there. Am I seeing any others? That's a DBS BROLY, DBS BROLY. This one, DBZ? Yeah, DBZ one. The art was looking a bit fancy, but he was big, so I could tell. We have a couple ZZ Brolys, but you know the way they do Goku Black. We've got a lot, man. We got like 11 Goku Black, so I don't think they care about the quantity of characters that they have. So it's possible that they could do a Broly. Broly is the most popular one. People have been looking at things like, if you go into events, I think it's the USTR. The USTR, they usually give like bonuses for characters. If you go into it, you can look at like the strategies and things. Strategy hints, transforming warrior sagas from the movie. So that made people think, alright, cool. Who's a transforming warrior? Then people also went to JANEMBA. He's an also popular one. There's so many things. Look, if we type in a Super JANEMBA, bring him up. Bro, he would be a good Ultra. People saying it's an Ultra as well. Just speculating off that. Just another thing it could be. Hey, just throwing it out there. This one was the one that really shook me up. So, we got Bojack here. And I feel like in terms of the color comparison, he's the closest one for it to be accurate. In my opinion. He's a transforming warrior, I'm pretty sure. Let me fact check that with you guys as we're here. I'm going to scroll to the bottom because Bojack is a red unit. Where is he? My eyes were bugging. Transforming warrior, there you go. Sagas from the movie, powerful opponent. He could definitely fit the description to be an LF. But honestly speaking, if I was to bet my money on anything, people are very much gassing up this ultra hype. And I'm not saying that it wouldn't be an ultra, but just off the maths. Let's do some quick maths. Ultra Super Vegito released in he released in July, at the end of July. On, I believe it was the 17th. I brought it up, but I lost it. So let's scroll on the Dragon Ball Z Space website until we find Ultra Super Vegito. He should be coming up very soon. There he is. Ultra Rising, call me Super Vegito. 13th. So basically midway through July. If we was to count, we'd still be on the second month. So if we was to predict an Ultra, it wouldn't really make sense. We're early for an Ultra, especially for a summonable one. I don't think that's too plausible. What I think is that they realize their game is dead. Not literally dead, but the game is dry. Like, you guys should know as viewers, there was such a big dry spell before Cooler. And now that Cooler's here, people might be enjoying the game a bit more. But still, I don't think it's enough to just capitalize off all of the dryness they had. So I feel like they're probably performing something like a game mode, because if there's a last half, they want to give out more stuff, they want to do stuff to hype things up. And if they're going to release Beast Go On for the festival, they released a bunch of powerful opponents. Beast Go On does something like 50% 100% to powerful opponent on the last ultimate, and he's just OP, kind of like FSK, the LF Super Saiyan 2 Zenkai. When Two Sun family dies, he becomes literally the biggest ultimate nuker in the game. I don't feel like it makes sense for them to release another unit when they've already done all of these. I feel like it'd make way more sense for them to drop a new game mode. Now, if we look at what what our brothers and sisters have done, the brothers and sisters that played Dokkan Battle, right? They released an event where you fight Cellmax. He's not a playable character to my knowledge. It's one that you go against. So he's an event character. And I feel like it'd make a lot of sense. If they were to test out Cell Max with this, especially with the hype of Beast Gohan, it'd be a whole new addition. They bring something new and fresh to the game. I don't think it's just enough to give us new characters like they've been doing in and out all the time. I might be reaching a lot, but I feel like more than anything, it'd be better for them to gas up a new game mode where they could actually have Cell Max as the boss, and then they drop Beast Gohan, which is what everybody's going to want. And it also is because Cell Max is just massive. He's massive. If they do drop an Ultra, I'm thinking more Bojack. I can't lie. Shout out Dingy for this tweet. Because literally everybody did not... I haven't heard one person think about Bojack until I saw this tweet. And he fits the description. If I'm being a police officer and I'm racially profiling, he fits the description more than anybody else, in my opinion. I've also seen one people, just to throw out this character's name. Let me spell. Hachi... There we go. There we go. Machine created by the Tuffle scientist, Dr. Lychee. Also fits the description, kind of. People are thinking it's going to be this guy. Just, it's another sagas from the movies, Transforming Warrior, common like. let's just forget this was ever on my screen, because nobody wants that. If it's an ultra summonable, I'm going Bojack. But if it's not, and it's anything else, I'm thinking it's going to be a game mode. Something new, an event where we can tackle most probably Cell Max, where they can introduce big enemies that we can face. A big thing would be the apes, how like obviously the Saiyans have tails. And that could actually contribute to something where Shallot gets involved because he has a tail. It makes good sense for how they've literally just been keeping the game quiet. They forgot about Shallot. And they release a new game mode where there's massive characters that you can fight. Let me know what you think. Let me know what you think. I might be waffling a lot, but I think a game mode is more plausible than this being a playable Cell Max. And if it is just a playable character, it is what it is. I took it out. But if it's a character, I'm going for Bojack just to be different. Most probably the most popular is BROLY, so I just want to put that out there. BROLY is definitely the most popular, so shout out to BROLY guys. Shout out all the guys that think BROLY's coming. You guys are the best. Probably going to be disappointed. Varbar, I'm not talking about you. Just keep gassing up your guy. But I am going to leave it like that. Let me know what you guys think. I stream every day, but I'll be streaming the reveals and stuff, so tap in with me on the Tuesday. I don't have anything else to say pretty much. Appreciate you guys for watching. Press the subscribe button if you haven't already. We are on this grind to 30,000 subscribers, very close to getting there. My name's Zakashi, guys. I will see you guys in the next one, man.